With fuel prices at an all-time high in this country, is 2026 a bad year to begin full-time RV living? It really depends on your budget and how much you're willing to adapt. I'm recording this video in May of 2026 as gas prices continue to rise. Unfortunately, this is likely to be the continuing trend unless there's new leadership after the November midterms. It seems best case scenario is things will begin to normalize by the beginning of 2027. My suggestion to new full-time RVers: wait until the end of the year if possible. But what if you already sold the house and you're ready to shove off? Don't be discouraged. You can still enjoy cheap RV life with the strategies mentioned in this video. Then you can continue to use these money-saving strategies long after gas prices go down and save even more money. I know, your full-time RV dream was to hit the ground running and see 48 states in 1 year. But if you're really in it for the long haul, what's the hurry? In 2026, the budget-minded RVer will have to travel shorter distances and book longer stays. You can certainly take advantage of weekly and monthly rates, and there are still some really great deals out there, particularly in rural towns. This can be a great way to get by in 2026 and still do some exploring in a new region. But if you really want to stay on the move and stretch your RV dollar, I encourage you to get a 1,000 Trails membership. This network includes over 200 parks nationwide that you can stay at for free for up to 21 days at a time. And if you stay in these parks exclusively, you can get your monthly lodging to under $300 per month, and that's including the activation fees and dues. And in order to keep your fuel cost even lower, you can be strategic about it and look for clusters of these campgrounds as you're doing your trip planning. You can find several thousand trails close together in places like Washington State, the Northeast, Great Lakes regions, Florida, and Texas. My little comfort zone this year is in my favorite region in the U.S., the Oregon coast. These parks are all pretty much an hour apart. Now with my favorite cluster, I can either bounce straight up and down the coast or just go back and forth between two parks. This is pretty much what I'm doing the next 4 months. But if you're like me, you want to go and see and do. You want to explore the country. But remember, you don't have to be parked right next door to enjoy these activities. If you use your campground as a hub, you can cover a lot of ground taking short day trips. For instance, I can cover the entire Oregon coast staying at just 4 campgrounds, and I never have to travel far to accomplish this. But if you're on a budget during this oil crisis, how often should you take these day trips? For that matter, how often should you commute to the next town to run errands or dine out? Well, if you're zipping around in a little Toad, this may not be a huge concern. But if your gas-guzzling tow vehicle is your primary means of transportation, you may need to ration these trips. And that's what I do. This is actually the area that's had the biggest impact on my RV life. I'm accustomed to commuting at least 5 days a week to play pickleball and do some sightseeing. I had to adapt. Now I limit my trips that are over 15 miles away. Those can add up quickly. I'm an active person, and in recent years I've somehow let my campgrounds become sort of these home bases while I mostly spend my time out and about. But now, out of necessity, I've actually regained my appreciation for the simple life. I'm taking lots of walks on the trails and down to the beach. I've been reading more. I exercise more. I even added a rubber band to my RV Redneck Total Workout gym. I've actually really enjoyed this nice change of pace. Of course, it's also important to offset these fuel costs by saving money on groceries, dining, and entertainment. These are expenses that can be difficult to track without a good budget app. For instance, I discovered I was spending a bit too much at coffee shops, so I reevaluated my spending habits at these establishments and made some adjustments. I didn't need that bagel anyway. Visiting unique restaurants and iconic saloons is part of the fun of traveling. Now, I'm not going to tell you how to eat. You have different preferences, needs, and maybe even higher standards than me. I like cheap. I'm just going to give you some quick tips, some considerations. You might implement some of them now and save some for later. Rather than pinching pennies by eating out less often, consider ordering less. Lay off the alcoholic beverages that can add up quick and order an iced tea or a water instead. If you get an appetizer, consider splitting a meal with your partner rather than getting 2 entrees. Only eat until you start to get full and get a to-go box for the rest. And guess what? These leftovers will help you save money on groceries. And what about sightseeing? Of course, visit every national park you can. If you're a veteran or a senior, you're already enjoying substantial savings. But if you're in the full price sector like me, it's important to know that on select days of the year, national parks are free. You can find these dates easily online. Of course, you have a better chance of these dates aligning if you're in town for a while, another advantage of staying longer. Special events can be fun. Now that you're a professional RVer and enjoying extended stays at your campgrounds, there's plenty of time to scan the community bulletin boards and visit the Chamber of Commerce to find out what's going on while you're there. In all likelihood, you're going to run into a free concert or a farmer's market where you can experience the local flavor without having to spend a dime. And now I'm going to share a secret that very few people know. There's a resource where you can get free admissions to state parks, museums, and other local attractions. It costs nothing to inquire about these passes, and so far, I have a 100% success rate. Would you believe this? It's the local library. Yes, there may be a librarian near you waiting to hand over a pass that will give you access to some of the top attractions in the area. It's hard to beat free. So, 2026 has been a challenging year for RVers. And while it's not the optimal time to begin the journey, it can still be done. So, for a limited time, I'm going to offer free coaching services. No catch whatsoever. At the time of this video, I don't formally offer coaching services and I just want to work out the bugs first. So, for the first 5 people to respond, I'll offer one-on-one coaching at absolutely no charge. Please check the description page for more information. Please like and subscribe. This is imperative for my channel's growth and to ensure I can continue producing content like this. Next, please check out the description page. Not only have I included links to the resources mentioned in this video, but also the discount camping memberships that I use almost on a daily basis. Last but not least, I actually demonstrate how I personally use these memberships each and every month in my newsletter, called the River Cat Report. I share my day-to-day camping expenses from the previous month, add in the cost of my monthly dues, and show you exactly how much I'm spending on campsites each month. The newsletter also includes storytelling, other valuable money-saving resources, and my upcoming video schedule. You'll also gain exclusive access to videos before they're even launched. The newsletter is free, so be sure to sign up today so you don't miss a single one. Alright guys, that's all I got for now. Safe travels, and I'll see you next time.